Ladies and gentlemen, we have a remarkable guest joining us today on the Dadpuzzles podcast. Meet Jordan, a true entrepreneur and multi laundromat owner who knows firsthand the success which often emerges from the crucible of failure. He is, on a mission to share the invaluable lessons he has learned along his journey to financial freedom, particularly within the laundromat industry. Jordan's story is a testament to resilience and tenacity, from bleeding money in a business venture that seemed like a sure bet to becoming a host of the Laundromat Resource podcast, which has garnered over 100,000 downloads. He's a wealth of knowledge and inspiration. As a fund co founder specializing in acquiring laundromat and commercial real estate, Jordan brings a unique perspective to the world of entrepreneurship and investment. He's a part steerer dedicated to transforming the reputation of the laundromat industry. Join us as we dive into Jordan's fascinating journey, uncovering the secrets of financial freedom and explore the unexpected twists and turns that have shaped his path. Please welcome Jordan.
Hey, thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank you, my friend.
I
Thank you,
appreciate
my
that.
friend. How are you?
I'm doing excellent. Excited to be here and chatting with you about being a dad and whatever else comes up.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. We are really excited to have you on. Can you tell just a little bit about yourself? Maybe like you like that to know about your background.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm in Southern California.
Mhm.
Orange County, California is where I live now. Grew up here and I lived in the Bay Area of Southern California or of Northern California for a little while, also, but back down to Southern California.
Okay.
And I was a pastor for almost 15 years and wound up buying a laundromat. And that did not go that well. One
Mhm.
of the main drivers for doing that was because I had young kids
Mhm.
at the time, and was looking to just have more time to spend with them. But
Right.
that first laundromat that we bought was not, the goal was to have money coming in and to have
Right.
more time to be with the family.
Right.
I ended up spending a whole lot of time at that laundromat and was losing money. So didn't go well there. But eventually kind of turned around and able now to share a lot of lessons that I learned in my story and help
Thank
other
you.
people get into the laundromat business, the right way the first time,
Right.
and have been able to do a lot of that stuff along with my kids
Okay.
along the way too, and have shared kind of the ins and outs of what it's been like for us with the
R-
kids. And they've come to clean the laundromats with me, and they've,
Nice.
my son, we can talk about this later if you want,
Right.
but he
Right.
had a
Absolutely.
gumball
Okay.
machine business in the
Okay.
laundromat.
Nice.
Also did not go well for him.
Uh-oh.
And but they've enjoyed the journey too along the way.
Yes. Awesome. This is amazing. Thank you. I think this is going to be beneficial to a lot of dads, because a lot of times with entrepreneurship, when you just jump in, you think, oh yeah, it's going to work out great, and then boom, you have the surprises. So thank you for sharing that, so that we can know, you know, like how is it, that failure is inevitable sometimes in such, in such things. So thank you, my friend. So given your journey, which has been quite a roller coaster, so
Hmm.
can you share with the audience of how you, let's say, what kind of challenges did you face besides, let's say, not getting what you expected from it?
Yeah, I mean, that first journey. So when we bought our laundromat, like we did
Hmm.
not know anything about business,
Hmm.
investing, real
Hmm.
estate. Like we didn't know anything about any of that stuff.
Right.
So we really didn't know what we were walking into. And when you walk into a business and you're expecting to make money and you end
Right.
up losing money,
Hmm.
well, I think a lot of people can identify with, like, when there's financial
Hmm.
stress, it
Right.
puts stress on all of your relationships, right? So
Absolutely.
put
Absolutely.
stress on my wife and I's relationships. The
Right.
kids definitely felt the ripple effects of, that stress, and that
Right.
creates its own unique
Hmm.
challenges,
Okay.
as
Okay.
you go in
Hmm.
and do that. So yeah, so I mean, I think, the financial struggles were one thing, and
Hmm.
trying to figure out how to navigate just the difficulties of life, as a dad who's trying to help provide for the family and is
Mm-hmm.
like failing at it,
Right.
like
Right.
felt
Right.
like a big failure, and
Oh.
trying to figure out how to share with my kids,
Mm-hmm.
you know,
The lessons and
this is what life is about. It's about this struggle. And
mm-hmm.
then if you don't quit,
Right. You're
you
gonna make
you
it.
can come out, how things are now is not always how things will be going forward, right? And if you
Mm-hmm.
don't
Right.
quit,
Mm-hmm.
you can dig yourself out of holes and find new paths. And that's kind of how life has been turning out. Is I'm on this weird path that I never thought I'd be here, right?
Mm-hmm. Right.
But it's cool to be able to share that with the kids as we go
Nice.
along.
Nice. So, like the lessons that you've learned is so far that you have learned and you're teaching that you're sharing with them is about let's say how to deal with those early failures, and that life is not like that. Like it's always gonna be some changes if you persist. Like if you have but this persistence. So
Mhm.
so like what else have you taught them so far in terms of from those early failures? Well, what other lessons have you
Yeah.
like gathered
Well,
from that?
yeah. So, I mean, it's been good because, owning a business, there's a lot of opportunities to teach the kids a lot of things. And,
Hmm.
I think a lot of people don't talk to their kids about money and don't talk
Right.
to their kids about struggles
Hmm.
that the family's going through.
Right.
And on the one hand, I get that because kids, you never know what they're going to say and who they're going to say it to, right? You
Right.
don't want
Right.
to necessarily
Hmm.
air all your dirty laundry out. But on the other hand,
Absolutely.
I think letting them see,
Hmm.
uh, kind of what you're going through,
Right.
and, to an extent, to a level that they can handle.
Right.
And even one thing I think that I sort of accidentally did that I think has turned out really great is I'll ask my kids, like, what do you think we should do in
Hmm.
this situation? Because it gets them to think critically about problems as they're
Right.
coming up. So that's been one thing that, I sort of did on accident when we, as a story, I took the kids to the laundromat with me to go collect some quarters and,
Hmm.
do whatever the little things were
The cleaning
with
and
them.
everything.
And,
Hmm.
somebody had broken into some of the coin machines. Right. And so just on
Hmm.
the drive home, we were talking about it, the police came and everything. And,
Hmm.
we were talking about it on the ride home, and I was like, what do you think I should do to help, make it so people don't break into the machines. Right. And so they were
Right.
coming up with ideas, and I was like, this is really cool
Hmm.
to get their input on, the things that affect the family.
Right.
Right. And
Hmm.
so giving them that opportunity has been really cool. Other
Nice.
things we've been able to, teach them is a
Hmm.
lot of like, you know, uh, it's funny. So
Hmm.
in my son, who's now 12, when he was in like second grade, his
Hmm.
teacher, we were doing a parent teacher conference,
Okay.
and one of the comments his teacher said was like, Noah
Hmm.
knows so much about taxes. He
Hmm.
taught the class for like 5 minutes about taxes, right? And so
Nice.
being able to talk to the kids about like what an asset is,
Hmm.
cash flow, how
Nice.
taxes work, what
Hmm.
inflation is,
Right.
what cryptocurrencies are and how they
Hmm.
work, and,
Right.
and just being able to have those conversations, because they all sort of
Feel
feed into
exposed.
what we're doing as a family. Has been
Nice.
really cool.
How old are they right now?
So my son Noah is 12, and my
Hmm.
daughter Evangeline just turned 10.
That's fantastic. Amazing.
Yeah.
Yes. Awesome. Awesome. Wow. This is beautiful. Yeah, because you know, I guess like you said, you have to know like with limitations, in terms of letting them know what's going on, because some of them, let's say, at a younger age than that, sometimes they can be. We call them, like me and my wife used to like joke, CNN, like you say or something,
Right.
and then the whole neighborhood, the school, like they know,
Everybody knows.
So yeah,
Yeah.
you're right, but you can do it with class, and but at least this is amazing. This is amazing. They'll be more prepared, and like down the road, you can tell the difference. Like your school, like the school now, you see they notice the difference, and when they face
Mhm.
the real world down the road as well, they'll be way more prepared, and that's beautiful, my friend.
Yeah, and I think one of the messages I think we get a lot, and I was for sure like this when I was younger,
Hmm.
until probably not that
Hmm.
long ago actually, is
Hmm.
I've been like a perfectionist, like want to succeed at everything I do.
Right.
I wouldn't try something if I wasn't going to succeed at it. And
Hmm.
one thing that this kind of experience in business early on for us
Hmm.
allowed me to do, for one, is
Hmm.
to realize that, failure is just part of the process,
Right.
right? And if you're not
Absolutely.
failing, then you're not trying
Hmm.
enough, and
I like
you're
that.
not
Yes.
doing it big enough, right? And so
Absolutely.
my son, especially, my daughter's more, she'll put herself out there even if she's doesn't think she's going to be good or something. My son in particular is very like, he won't try things unless he thinks he's going to be good. And if he tries
Hmm.
something he's not good at, he won't do it anymore.
Oh man. So
But
we
I
gotta
think
shut
that
that down.
this,
Yeah.
yeah, I think that this experience has been a really good platform for me to speak to him in particular about like, hey, like you should be trying things, and you're never going to be good at things the first
Hmm.
time you try them. Like I think a lot of people go through life
Hmm.
trying different things and waiting to find the thing that they're good at, right? And we're
Hmm.
generally speaking, like we're just not good at things we just try for the first time. It takes us a whole bunch of repetitions to get good at something, right? And so
Right.
one of those lessons for myself and then
Hmm.
also for my son
Right.
is like failure is part of the like failure is good. It's part of the
Right.
process. It helps us gain clarity on the direction we're going. It helps us gain clarity on what skills we truly do have
Hmm.
and can develop, and what skills maybe we aren't going to be as strong at.
Right.
But you can't really know that until you've gone through some iterations and made some failures and stuff too.
Right.
So I think that's been a really good learning lesson for me
Right.
and for
Right.
my son too.
Absolutely, that's beautiful, and also I think on the other side of it, somebody can think about, how we're just brought up. I think the old school ways where somebody think I'm gonna be a plumber, I'm gonna be this, I'm gonna be
Mhm.
that, and they do not look at outside the box for anything. So that needs to change now with so that we can, you know, like if you see something else that works, you should go,
Mhm.
like just go for it, and even if you have the failure, you can either improve or just change to something else. I think this is a good lesson for all of us, my friend. Thank you so much for sharing that.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, it's definitely a lesson that I needed to learn, and it's having that sort of mindset of like, you know, failing is okay. Failing, and I tell my kids too, like, listen, if you ever try something and you fail at it, or you're not good, or you feel bad about how it went, like, I will never ever be disappointed if you try something and you fail, or you try something and you mess up, or I
Hmm.
will never be disappointed about that.
Hmm.
So in fact, I was like, in fact, I'll be proud of you for trying like new things, because that's what we should
Nice,
be doing, right? Especially as
nice.
the younger we are as
Hmm.
kids, and even in the 20s and even in your 30s and beyond. But we
Right,
should be trying new things, growing, expanding.
right.
And like I said, failure is just part of that process. It's
Nice,
inevitable.
awesome. I think I've shared this example. And by the way, your kids will remember you for this. They will thank you for this because I still remember today. My dad passed away, but before he passed, from you know my primary school was in Africa, Tanzania. So from primary school, you go to secondary school, and then to go to secondary school, you have to do this exam that is a national exam. You have to pass, and then go to the government secondary schools. And if you do fail, you go to private school, and it's known you go to private school. That means you did fail the exam. But my dad, I guess the way he saw the struggle I was going through and all those things, he says, "Do not worry if you do not make it. I'll pay for you to this, the secondary school. I mean, that's what's going to happen anyways if you do fail, and the parent has to pay for you. But just him saying it,
Hmm.
it added that assurance, like wow, like my dad got me. So
Yeah.
this is beautiful, my friend. This is beautiful to provide that encouragement. Like, by the way, don't worry about failure. If anything happens, we still got you, because as long as we see that you're doing all this work, that's beautiful.
Yeah. And even the message like, hey, the only reason I can have your back like that is because
Hmm.
I tried a bunch of stuff and failed a bunch of stuff and
Hey,
eventually found a path, right? And it might
right,
not be the path you expect,
right.
but that's the only way I got to where I'm at, right?
I
And how I'm
absolutely.
going to get to where I want to go.
Hmm. Yes.
So yeah, I love
Awesome,
that.
my friend. So laundromats might not be like the first thing that comes into mind when you're talking about achieving the financial freedom. So what drew you to this industry? Because and how do you believe this can help other folks to get the financial independence?
Yeah. So what's interesting about laundromat? So what drew me to it
Mm-hmm.
was a friend of the family who had he had a tech job, making
Mm-hmm.
good money,
Mm-hmm.
working 70, 80 hours a week though.
Mm-hmm.
And he ended up buying a laundromat and replaced his income and was working like 5 hours a week. And I was like,
Nice.
yeah, that
Wow.
sounds
Uh-huh.
awesome.
That's
Let's do
it.
that. And I mentioned already, it didn't work out
Mm-hmm.
like that for me. But
Right.
that was the idea behind it.
Right.
And, after getting into the business,
Mm-hmm.
and meeting other people in the industry, and then finally figuring out the business myself,
Mm-hmm.
uh, I just saw the power of it,
Mm-hmm.
right? The power of a laundromat. And I had
Mm-hmm.
gotten into the, hey, financial freedom through real
Mm-hmm.
estate investing. I was listening to all the
Mm-hmm.
podcasts, reading all the books, all that
Mm-hmm.
stuff. And while I'm a real estate investor, I love real estate.
Mm-hmm.
Um, when you talk about financial freedom and you talk about, like replacing your 9 to 5 income, what you're
Right.
talking about is cash flow. And I started realizing like, hey, if I buy real estate and I'm getting like $200 a door of cash flow, I was like, I got to have like a lot of houses or a lot
Right.
of doors
Mm-hmm.
to
Right.
replace my income. That's a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And I realized that for a laundromat, really 99% of America could replace their 9 to 5 income with 1 to 3 laundromats. That's all it would take.
That's amazing.
And I was like, wow. And in terms of cash flow, like the returns for a laundromat, average returns, you're looking at 20 to 25% return on your money. And that's unlevered. That's without using a loan. So if you use a loan, those numbers go up even higher. And so
Right.
you can see how pretty quickly you can, achieve that financial freedom through laundromats. And
That's
so
perfect.
that's sort of the path that I
Mm-hmm.
stumbled into.
Mm-hmm.
And like now the reason I do what I do and I help people get into this business because I'm like, man, I can see how freedom can
Mm-hmm.
be achieved much quicker through something like a laundromat than even, real estate, which also is great.
Mm-hmm.
But just not as good as cash flow as a laundromat.
Okay, okay. Now, do you, I'm diverting a little bit, but do you notice this sex mostly in the inner cities, of course, or like the suburb area? Is there like a big difference between the two? Because
Yeah, there's a difference for sure. But,
hmm
generally in the bigger cities, there's going to be more competition.
hmm
Um, and really, for the self-serve laundromat, really what you're looking at is like communities that are like median income and
right,
below
right,
in renter communities.
right,
And same with like suburban areas. They're just different pockets, right? And they're farther apart.
right. Hmm
But also in the laundromat business, really big right now
hmm
is the service side of the business. So that's either people dropping their laundry off and
hmm
then the laundromat processing the laundry, cleaning it,
right,
or the laundromat actually going out and picking up and delivering the laundry
right, right.
to people. And that's a different demographic than the
hmm
self-serve laundry.
Awesome, awesome. I think I've noticed that. I've traveled. Um, Middle East, I've seen, like in different countries, they really take advantage of that, where they really serve you. They look
Mm-hmm.
out for you. They give you business card. By the way, I'll come and pick your stuff. So you're traveling, and somebody's offering you this is definitely handy.
Yeah, absolutely.
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 So this is good. This is good. So so far, hosting the Laundromat Resource podcast, which is an awesome podcast, my friend, has given you a platform to share your insights and experiences. So, what are some of the most valuable lessons or success stories you have come across while interviewing experts and entrepreneurs in the laundromat field?
Yeah. So great question. I mean, I think, one of the big ones that comes to mind is, you know, so when I got into the business, there really wasn't a whole lot of information out there on laundromats.
Mm-hmm.
This is like almost a decade ago now, and
Mm-hmm.
there wasn't a lot of information out there.
Mm-hmm.
There weren't like groups of people to kind of communicate with, and so I sort of was like on my own, right? But
Mm-hmm.
one of the biggest takeaways from podcast guests and from my own experience too
Mm-hmm.
is don't whatever you're going into, whether it's buying a laundromat or being a good dad or
Mm-hmm. Right.
whatever it is, like
Mm-hmm.
don't lone wolf it. And I think a lot of guys, especially, and at
Mm-hmm.
least for me, we have this tendency to sort of lone wolf things and go our own way. But as I've now gotten older and gotten some experience under my belt through lots of failures,
Right.
I am like 100% on board with like, I want to talk to the people who are doing it well. That's why I think this podcast is so great, right? People listen to this want to be good dads.
Right.
And if you want to be a good dad, then you should be listening to what other good dads are doing. If you want to be a good business owner, you should be listening to what other good business owners are doing. Right. And I think that's one huge piece of advice is, you know, don't go it alone, especially your first foray into something new. Right. And you can shortcut a lot of those failures we were talking about.
Right.
You can borrow them from other people. So you'll still make mistakes and you'll still, you know, trip up here and there, but hopefully you can catch the big ones by learning from other people. And that's a much better way to learn than learning expensive lessons on your own.
Absolutely.
That's a big takeaway.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. This is good. I think, you know, we appreciate that. So, you know, folks have to, you know, like you advise them not to do, you know, like do it alone, you know, like either learning or partnership and stuff with, you know, folks like yourself. This will be amazing. So you have found you're also a fund co-founder specializing in buying laundromats and commercial real estate. Can you explain how this investment strategy works and how it aligns with your goal, maybe in achieving the financial freedom, which is what we kind of touched already? But
yeah. So I mean, my goal is to just help, like, you know, I kind of realized, look, I've paid like 6 figures to learn the lessons I've learned in money lost on that, you know, that early business experience. Right. And I'm like, well, you know, nobody should have to learn the lessons I learned the way I had to learn, like borrow my lessons, right? Going back to my advice, right? Like borrow my lessons and, you know, so that's, you know, I started sharing that as like, and like you, I started writing like a blog, and then I was like, man, writing's so hard. And so I was like, I'll just do a YouTube channel. So then I started recording some videos.
Perfect.
And we got a YouTube channel over there, which is great. And then I was like, well, if I really want to get better myself and I really want to help other people as much as I can, I should be following my own advice and talking to the people who are doing really great in this business. So then I started a podcast, right, to interview people who were doing awesome in this industry. So that, you know, similar to this podcast, people who want to be good dads listen here, and people who want to be good at laundromats listen to my podcast, right?
Awesome.
And and started that. And then I offer, you know, consulting, and I've put together some tools and resources and stuff like that to help you know, people get in the business the right way the first time and not have to make the mistakes that I learned.
That's beautiful. Oh, that's beautiful. Thank you. I think one of the questions that somebody was asking prior, which was answered by, you know, by the previous colleague, was saying, you know, by the previous guest, she was asking, you know, she was saying that why do, you know, dads, you know, say things, but they do not really go for it. They do not do it. Like we are good at giving advice, but we're not good at doing them ourselves. So I think you've taken care of that for us, my friend.
Yeah. Well, and you know, the fear is real, right? Like, and I think if I'm honest, like, I think if I knew what I was walking into when I bought that first laundromat, I don't think I would have done it. Right. But the fear is real, and it's really hard to, you know, that first step of like, okay, I'm going to try something new and I don't know what I'm doing, and I don't know what the end result is going to be. And I don't know how it's going to affect my family. You know, as dads, especially, like we feel a lot of responsibility for taking care of our families. Right. So when we make a mistake, it can not just hurt us, which I think most of us can be okay with, right? Like if it's me and I make a mistake and I have to go like live in the back of my car for a little while until I can get back on my feet, like I'm like, well, that's not ideal, but I'll be fine. Right. But if I have to bring if I have to bring my family with me and do that, that's a whole different thing. Right. Absolutely. That's not something I'm willing to gamble with. Right. And so that fear is real and is not to be, you know, underestimated. It's not anything to feel bad about. Like if that's where you're at, you know, you're listening to this and you're in a place where you're like, I do have a dream, I do have a goal, I just can't get over that fear. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing to be ashamed of. But I would say, number one, you're never going to achieve your goals unless you take action on them. And number two is if that's where you're at, borrow someone else's courage, right? So, and what I mean by that, like, if you want to be a good dad and maybe you're expecting a kid, right? And you don't know what to do, borrow somebody who who is a good dad, and borrow their courage and just
Right.
go and get advice from them. They've learned
Right.
all the lessons, right? They've gone through it. If you're
Thank
trying to
you.
buy a laundromat and you're too scared to go buy it because you don't know, how
The
it's going
ins
to
and
go, or it
outs
feels
and
too risky,
right.
borrow my courage or
Excellent.
borrow somebody in the
Please.
industry's courage, but you
Absolutely.
still have to take that step
Mm-hmm.
in order to achieve the goals that you have in life.
My friend, beautiful. Thank you. Thank you. I think this is a great advice. This is a great advice. Then, because, and, like you said, if you don't try, you will not find out. You will not able to find, you won't be able to find out what's, how it could have been. And that's not a good thing. You only live once, right?
That's right.
So, my friend, so can you say, like many fathers always, they seek these ways of being, have a security in terms of, like the finance. So far you say this can be viable option for dads looking to create, like an additional income. And I've seen that you say maybe one or two of, no, one, like about three of those, they can really make you independent from your, like 9 to 5. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I think too, I think it's a good reason to obviously it doesn't have to be a laundromat,
Right.
but it's a good reason to, you know, start your own business or buy a business or
Right.
buy a real estate investment, right? Is because
Hmm.
of that, security. Because one thing that I found is that once you hit that security number where
Hmm.
your bills are taken care of,
Hmm.
and I kind of mentioned, like, when you have financial stress, it puts stress on everything else,
Everyone.
right?
Yep.
But once you hit that number where you're like, okay, my bills are taken care of,
Hmm.
it's not that all your stress is going to go away and all your problems are going to go away, because they
Right.
won't.
Hmm.
But it gives you space,
Right.
right? It gives you space to think about whatever it
Thanks.
is you want to think about, right? It could be your
Right.
next move. It could be about
Hmm.
how to be a better dad. It could be
Hmm.
space to, do more things with your kids.
Hmm.
It gives you
Right.
space. And that space is something that dads especially don't have, but we
Right.
desperately need in order to
Hmm.
be good dads, in order to be
Right.
good husbands, in order to, be good business owners, if that's what we're
Right.
doing, or investors, or whatever it is, right?
Right.
And so the goal should be, get those bills covered and create as much space in your life as possible, because then you'll have room to decide how you want to build your life, how you want to live it out.
So that you don't miss those rehearsals, you don't miss those games, you don't miss. Oh man, that's why initially, my friend, if you have nailed it. For me, initially, I meant to just talk to dads and maybe just emphasize how important being a father is, and let's say what's the best what are the fondest memories of your dad. Those were my initial questions, but then I was like, this is getting not boring, but uh, I found like a similarity in terms of the answers.
Mm-hmm.
Then I was like, no, 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 there's more to this. I think a lot of times dads, we do not have the time to be there for our kids. So
Mm-hmm.
then I was like, it's best if here we can also provide information on how we can be financially independent. So then I started talking with different dads as well, but also asking what do they do, and maybe they share their background, and maybe somebody else maybe might be better, or might be able to learn fast about your career, or like that way we can all adapt, and then we become better so that we have the time to spend time with our kids, my friend. So this
Mm-hmm.
is why I'm here today. I'm talking with dads, but also I'm asking about their career, because then folks can learn from it. And I hope if you listen to other dads and even moms and sisters and wives, I've spoken to like like ladies as well, because they have some great opportunities in terms of the career, like the advice and everything. So everything that is here, my friend, all the puzzles, we want to put them together. So now that if you follow what my good friend here is saying, Jordan, in terms of his business, then you can create the financial freedom. Then you become a better dad, because you dedicate more time with your kids. You put them to sleep if they're too young. Like you have that bond, that attachment, so that when you're so said and done, you're not having regrets. We don't want that, my friend.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think a lot of dads are they're doing what they can for their
Absolutely.
kids, right? And what
Hmm.
they can do is provide for them, right? And the way they do
Hmm.
that is through working. But I will say that, at least for me, my goal is I want to be successful in all areas of my life, right? I want to
Right.
be successful in my career, my business. I
Hmm.
want to be successful as a husband and father. I want to be
Right.
successful in my health,
Right.
right? Spiritually,
That's
I want to be successful. And
that's it.
so, I think all those things are important, but
Right.
you know, that space, right? That space is really what we need. And you have to be proactive about creating that space, because it's not just going to happen. Things will just fill
Hmm.
space if you allow it, right? So,
Mm.
keep doing the best you can out there,
Hmm.
dads, and
Hmm.
but be proactive about creating space in your life so that you can be successful in multiple areas all at the same time.
Wow. Thank you, sir. Thank you. This is great advice to dads. Thank you, sir. And what about, so far, like, one can say the laundromat business is not like very glamorous, like in terms of the
Yeah.
reputation. So what, how do you aim to transform that perception to people that are, I don't want to call them superficial, because this can be superficial thinking. You as a dad, they should not be about glamorize situation. I think as long as my like my opinion, as long as you you rightfully bring food to the table, you should be proud. You know what I mean? It
Hmm.
doesn't matter
Hmm.
what you do, my friend. Like in terms of the legal things, we don't imply any other crazy stuff, but you should be proud of any job you do. But anyways, in case you're being attacked, like, oh yeah, this is not a glamorous. How do what do you tell those dads?
I say, yep, you're right. It's not glamorous. However,
Hmm.
I I walk my kids to school every single morning, and I pick them
Right,
up every single
right.
day after school, and I'm at
Hey,
jogathon, and I'm at their school performances, and
yes,
I'm at
sir.
their sporting events, and I'm at all the things. Like
Right.
I'm the women mostly at the school who
Hmm.
volunteer, who work there. It's
Hmm.
mostly women because
Hmm.
dads don't have time. They know who I am because I'm around,
Hmm.
for my kids, and my kids
Right.
love it. And when I'm not there, my kids notice, and
Hmm.
and so, and at the same time, I'm training for an Ironman, and at the same time,
Hey,
I'm trying to, be a good husband and father, and
beautiful.
so who cares? Like,
Right.
I don't care if it's
Exactly.
glamorous or not. All
Exactly.
I care about is,
Right.
am I able to be the person that I want to be? And,
Hmm.
your job, your business, your investments,
Hmm.
all of that stuff
Hmm.
is great. Those are just tools
Right.
to help you live the life that you want to live. And if you're not
Absolutely.
living the life you want to live,
Hmm.
then it's time to look around and say, okay, well, what needs to change in order for me to live the life I want to live?
Hmm.
And if that's buying a laundromat and having people be like, why'd you buy that? So many people are like, why'd you buy a laundromat? That's so random. That's so weird.
Right. Hmm.
Right. Well, the reason I bought it is because it's going to help me live the life that I want to live. Right. And
Right.
that's all it is to me. It's just a tool. And,
Right.
and not only that,
Hmm.
but guess what? Like laundromats have the opportunity to really transform a community. It's one of the
Right.
last places communities still gather together, and
Hmm.
a lot of lower income communities too. And so you have an
Right.
opportunity to make a difference in a community at the same time.
Absolutely.
So, glamour schmammer. I don't,
Right. Right.
like I don't,
I
that's
like it.
irrelevant to me. It doesn't
Absolutely.
factor in whatsoever to me.
Absolutely. And I think, if you're, dad listening and you're really being affected by this glamorous situation, it has to end with you today, because, you know, I think that's a very poor status to have in your heart, thinking like, oh yeah, this is it's not as glamorous. Just do whatever it takes, if to make ends meet. And you should not be faced with that, and we should teach our kids to not be affected by that, because that's how we have our kids down the road. They complain, they're struggling, but you have many opportunities in front of them, but they're not able to do them because they think it's not cool or it's not glamorous, because
Hmm.
they're affected by the society. So we need to fix that. I appreciate that, my friend.
Yeah, no,
So,
no problem.
Yes, sir. So I know, like so far, you've been, balancing the like the family, career, and these entrepreneur endeavors, which is challenging. So, what advice can you offer to other dads who aspire to pursue their own businesses while being present for their families? Because sometimes,
Yeah.
especially for the folks that are starting, it can be, you might be so occupied, most of the time, and you're not really at home or there for the kids because you haven't been to that level yet.
Yeah. And I mean, I think it gets into like the work-life balance thing.
Right.
And my opinion on work-life balance is that they're really you you can't have work-life balance. Not that you can't, but
hmm
especially early on,
hmm
normally you're not going to have work-life balance all at the same time,
hmm
right? There's more
Right.
like, at least my experience has been more like seasons, right? There's
hmm
seasons where, so like if you're working a 9 to 5 right now and
Right.
your goal is to try to leave that 9 to 5, and in
hmm
order to do that, you're going to buy a business or build a business or buy some investments.
hmm
Guess what? You're going to be working your 9 to 5. And then after your 9 to 5, either right after or
Right.
after everybody goes to bed or something, you're going to be
Right.
working on
On the other
your
project,
side
yeah.
thing.
Yes, sir.
Right. And so
Yeah.
you are going to have to sacrifice some time, from the family. I had to do that when we bought the laundromat and it was losing money. The goal was to free up time, and I ended up spending a whole lot more time
And money.
on birthdays, on holidays. I was
Right.
one Christmas Eve, I had to go out there because somebody shoved a toilet or
Oh.
a potato in the toilet,
Oh
and
man.
I had to go dig a potato out of a toilet on Christmas Eve, right? Like
Right.
you're just going to have to do that stuff early
Right.
on,
Mm.
sometimes in
Right.
order to get going. But
hmm
you do it for a reason, right? You do
Right.
it for, it's an investment for a future goal, right? You
Right.
do it for
Right.
a reason. And if you can just, you know, make that sacrifice, you're going to front load
hmm
this effort here,
hmm
then you'll have the opportunity to scale back the time investment on the work side
hmm
and have more time with the family. Now, a
Absolutely.
lot of guys I've seen don't make that transition and just
hmm
continue to work,
9 to 5.
nonstop.
hmm
And I think they're missing out in that scenario when they do have that opportunity to make the transition. But
hmm
that's, in my opinion, that's how it works. Is like you've got to make some sacrifices up front,
Right.
but you're doing it for a bigger goal.
hmm Wow, this is amazing because I'm thinking, you know, f- i- if you go back, for instance, like if I can, like just change, while we're talking about the incident where in the Christmas time you had to go fix like the toilet, for instance. What do you see in terms of this idea? Because I think I've seen folks, let's say, like like if like gas stations, like busy gas stations on a, like a, like those interstates, you need that service, and so I don't know. Do you see having somebody on this place for long, like all the time? Is it worth it that way, or to completely just shut down the service? Because it's not it's
Uh,
not really it's not really part of the business, really. It's just
right.
something that you kind of attract folks to be like, oh yeah, by the way, they're so comfortable, like everything is there, there's water, there's all these things. What do that's just my side idea. I don't know if you can venture on that.
Yeah. I think it depends. I think it depends on the goal, and I think it depends on where you're at in the journey. Like,
hmm
when that happened to me, like I was still losing money and I was trying to figure out, how to grow my business,
hmm
and you know, I didn't want to shut down for the day
hmm
because I couldn't afford to lose the money, because I just knew if I shut down, well, I'm going to lose that entire day's worth of income, and I'm already losing other money, right?
Right.
If for example, I owned a gas station,
hmm
and it was, well, ultimately the goal would be so that I'm not there
Right.
working, that somebody else is, right? And I can pay
Right.
them extra
hmm
for working on a holiday or whatever, so I can stay open and somebody else is working. That's the goal, right?
Right. Right.
But sometimes you don't start there. Sometimes you start at, I'm the one doing everything.
Right.
So if that's the case and you're working towards getting to that point where you can hire somebody,
hmm
then maybe you do stay open and you do sacrifice, and is it ideal? No. Is it going to
hmm
be difficult to do? Probably.
Right.
Is your family going to be disappointed? Also
Absolutely.
probably.
Yeah. Yeah.
But if it's for the next Christmas and the one after that and the one after that and the one
It's
after
worth it.
that,
Yes,
where
sir.
you don't have to do it, then, it might be worth it for you. So it kind of depends on your goals and where you're at in the journey.
Right, right. I think I was more also thinking about those extra services like the bath, like
Oh
the
yeah,
like the toilet and such. Do you really need them? Is it something that kind of does it help you with the business in or overall, or is something that you can like shut it down without any problems?
yeah. I did shut, like, for example, the bathroom. I did shut it down in one of my laundromats
Mm-hmm.
because that one didn't. It was unattended. There wasn't somebody working there all
Mm-hmm.
day, and so
Mm-hmm.
we'd have way more problems
Yeah, that's what I was
than,
thinking. Yeah,
you know what I mean.
yeah,
And
yeah,
so yeah, I mean, sometimes they're worth it, and sometimes they're not worth it for sure.
yeah.
In that case, and there
May-
was other options in the shopping center for the toilet.
mhm.
So yeah,
That's good.
sometimes not
That's
worth
good.
it.
Maybe add things like coffee shop and stuff. Like a little coffee
That's right.
machine and all these things.
Yeah.
That's yeah, awesome, man. Brother, so what do you think about in terms of with your podcast? By the way, like congratulations with those 100,000 downloads.
Yeah.
That's an
We're
impressive
we're almost to
milestone.
500,000 now.
See,
That must be
yeah,
an old
see,
bio. So
yeah,
yeah,
see, this is a very old bio. We gotta fix it.
we got to fix
And
this thing. Yeah.
so what has been some takeaways or like memorable moments on your podcasting journey that you would like to share?
Yeah. Well, I mean, the first big memorable moment was actually just launching it. Like
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know anybody in the business when I started. I knew
Mm-hmm.
nobody
Mm-hmm.
in the business. I was, not a particularly good laundromat owner. Like there's lots of people making a lot more money than me. So I didn't feel very qualified. A little bit of that, like,
Mm-hmm.
what's the imposter syndrome,
Right. Yeah,
Uh,
absolutely. Yes. Yes. Mm-hmm.
yeah. And so, but, I did it anyways.
Mm-hmm.
And
Right.
so, and I never did it. And I was very upfront with my story, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like I lost money coming into this thing. I was very
Mm-hmm.
upfront with it from the get go.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't pretend to be an expert or anything like that, which I think helped resonate to people,
Mm-hmm.
with people. But what it did was it sort of just became a platform for people to be able to share their stories. And so,
Mm-hmm.
lots of memorable moments where people are coming on.
Mm-hmm.
A good buddy of mine now, he came on the
Mm-hmm.
podcast and he shared how he bought a laundromat. 5 days later, it burned down
Oh no.
and it took 2 years to rebuild it.
Hopefully, he
Right.
had
So
insurance.
yeah, he had insurance, but it was like a big fight and it took
Oh
2
yeah.
years for the whole thing, to
To
start
settle.
over. And now he's got,
Mm-hmm.
this was like just like 5 years ago, I think 4 or
Mm-hmm.
5 years ago. And now he's got
Okay.
13 laundromats and he's got a
Amazing.
separate pickup and delivery
Amazing.
facility where he goes and runs his pickup and delivery business. Right.
Amazing.
Like
Amazing.
pretty cool. And I've got, a couple brothers who've come on the podcast a couple times now.
Mm-hmm.
They own like 35
Oh man.
laundromats, and just so some very cool stories. But like the memorable stuff is the stories, yes, but it's the people, right? It's like
Mm-hmm.
I've met some very cool people who are doing some very cool things, and I've learned a lot myself. And a lot of
Mm-hmm.
people who've listened to the podcast have learned a lot, which to me is the whole goal, right? Like my goal is not to be the expert who knows everything. My goal is
Right.
to be the platform that helps us all help each other.
Right. Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for doing it. This is noble. We appreciate you sharing it, and we hope dads can really work on it so that they can create that freedom for themselves and the family, and like you said, to be better in all aspects. Like you now pursuing the Ironman. I'm very proud of you. The most I've done was marathon, and I would like to get back to that. And you know, like Ironman is way next step. Like
Yeah,
yeah, that's amazing, my friend. That's
that's
amazing.
awesome. Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah.
Awesome, awesome. So, how can our listeners connect with you, or maybe access your resource if they're interested in exploring these opportunities that we spoke about?
Yeah. So, no, I mean, Laundromat Resource is
Mm-hmm.
sort of the laundromat platform if you're interested in that.
Mm-hmm.
Or if you just want to talk dad stuff, that's cool too. So
Mm-hmm.
Jordan, Jordan at
Yeah.
laundromatresource.com is my
Awesome.
email.
Okay.
And
Okay.
glad to talk laundromats and glad to talk dad stuff.
Fantastic. So please go ahead and go and log into dadpuzzles.com. From there, you'll find information about Jordan Berry. We'll share his information there as well, and you can listen to the rest of the podcast there. And also, you can find other special guests that we have as well that have joined in and talked to us about different scenarios about fatherhood, and also just opportunities of how we can be better in terms of the just the work opportunities, how we can be better as fathers or husbands, and so everything is there. Dadpuzzles.com. Follow us on our social media, the same as for my good friend here, Jordan Berry. Follow him on LinkedIn. He's on LinkedIn, I believe, as well. You're
Mhm.
there. He has a YouTube channel. You have the podcast. Make sure you download and save it, and make sure you become a regular listener on his podcast as well. Thank you again for listening. Thank you.